So if you go from 1999 when this three-peat started to 2006, you're the only player that's by Kobe's side for that whole run. So you see kind of all the different stages of the glory, the friction, and then the eventual dismantling. And you spoke about it before, and we've kind of made a rule. Like, I don't want to really just talk about the Shaq and Kobe beef because you've said it before. Like, I think the media had a field day with that. Jelani and I were talking about it, even like the thing that happened with Travis Kelce and Andy Reid in the Super Bowl. Like, you see kind of two all-time greats butt heads and they win and it's fine. But then as soon as they stop winning, then the media has a field day with it. I say all that to say, going back to 2000, when I think the 2000 finals is probably when Kobe, you see the first extended, like, okay, this dude is, could be one of the best players in the league. What was that energy like with Kobe? Because people have talked about it before, from Jalen Rose on the Pacers, how his own teammates kind of didn't not like him, but he had all this swagger and confidence as a 21-year-old taking the big shots in the finals. Like, what was the dynamic early on your rookie year with Kobe and the rest of the team? Because you mentioned the vets up top, like Brian Shaw, AC Green, John Sally. Like, these are like dudes from the 80s when it's a whole different league. And then this young dude is coming in here with his swagger and confidence on 100. Like, what was the dynamic like early on with Kobe and the rest of the team?
It was tough, you know what I mean? Because he had a vision, he had a place he was trying to go, and it seemed like it was pulling teeth because they were trying to contain him and say, "Hey, go at this pace, go at this rate." He's like, "Nah, I'm going it. We can get it now. I'm ready. I'm here." And they're like, "No, no, no, no. Don't forget about us." But what really, and then I had a very close relationship, even when Kobe wasn't really speaking to the team. He was still reaching out to
Mm.
me, and he was still calling me, making sure you're good. Hey, you good? You working on your game? Make sure you do this. Make sure you get on here. You better have this done when we see each other. Yada yada. And then when my contract was up after my third year, he was in there fighting for my contract. He called me every day. Did they get the numbers right? Nope, not yet. Okay, I'll be in there tomorrow working out. They get the numbers right? Nope. They're getting close. All right, I'll be in there tomorrow. And then so he was pushing for me to get my re-signed contract, which he helped me do. So that's the relationship we had. But that was really, and then so knowing that, when I was a young rookie, and then my second year I was always the youngest on the team. Him and I were the youngest early on. He had stripes. I didn't. He had all, he was getting re-signed, promised. I was just a young snotty nosed rookie. So I had to do all the rookie duties year after year, the bags. I had, I had to get haze from all the guys. And I would be looking for him like, hey man, you got stripes. Man, hey, if you tell them back off, they'll back off. And he just look at me like, just do it. I'm like, come on, man, speak up for me. But it was so that was the relationship. But I think it was just he was ready to go. And they was like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, young fella, you know what I mean? We've been here doing this, to go at this rate, go at this pace. And he's like, nah, we're gonna go this fast. That's how I
I
saw it.
asked Jelani. I asked Jelani this too. One of our first episodes. You hear so much about like the transformation to the Black Mamba. Did his mindset actually change at all, or did his abilities just kind of match up with who he thought he was?
No, his IQ and his brain just got more, but his mentality, he's always had that competitive, fiery, mentality. Um, Extremely talented, but he just got smarter and smarter, and he started understanding. He started playing really the old cliche. He was playing chess while everybody else was playing checkers.
He
He
was.
knew how you were going to try to guard me. He knew what plays you were going to try to run against him. He knew what plays he could run against you. He knew how to manipulate the defense. He knew how to get through double teams and how to shoot over them. He was a step ahead of everybody else.
He knew on a nightly basis, depending on the matchup, who he needed better for that night or that road trip. Right, so
For real.
On his
it
team?
would come to Devin when we go to Texas and do the Texas trio or whatever we call that, and he was like, "Look, he gonna come here. I'm gonna need you here. That's a three. You know what I mean? When he kick here, when we do the two pass, he'll tell you in and out in the triangle setting. And then he would tell you how to react when he would break the triangle and where you would be at and where he would look for you. I promise you, if you would listen to the man and get to the spot, it would sound random as hell. It'd be so specific. You'd be like, yeah, whatever. But if you would get to that spot, the ball would be
Dead on.
there. You'd be
Dead
dead
on.
on, and you just had to work on that shot. You know,
Yep.
and that's part of being on a championship team. Now you know it's sometimes it stunts your development a little bit, but now you know. Now Devin knows, okay, but it would change. Okay, Devin knows now. In the week before the long road trip, he's working in them spots. You know, in the
Yep.
triangle, you
Mm-hmm.
know, there's the garden spot, there's the pinch post, there's the two
Yep.
spot, there's, you know what I mean. You know where he'll tell you where you're gonna get. We're gonna two pass to the top with a run, I'm gonna deny this, and
Yep.
then the shot gonna come right here. And now he knows the sequences that happen, and now he can just go work out with that after practice. You know what I mean? Before we leave and get ready, and then he'll be on that road trip, and he just be hitting Dev. Dev would stop runs. He was good out of timeouts. He was good late games because he knew where he was going to be. He knew where those shots was. He worked on it. Just constant professional. I'm gonna keep giving you your flowers because you know this
Appreciate
is
it,
what we
brother.
do on Forgotten Seasons. But I had a first. I'm just saying, like I had a first glance to what success looks like in the NBA when you're not a 5-star. I was a McDonald's All-American. I was all this in college. I hold records. You know what I mean? So, you know, if you don't have the right tutelage, you can hold that against yourself. It can stunt your development. You know, I'm making the faces. By the time, if I'd have played with Dev, with a teammate like Devin, my first 3 years, like we talked about this, Dylan, either a
Yep.
coach, a friend on the
Yep.
team, a coach that believes on you, it could totally change how your career goes. Totally change how they talk about you. You know what I mean? How your triggers, you know what I mean? The whole thing. And he had an opportunity to have some great veterans underneath the championship environment. You know what I mean? That he was willing enough, he was healthy enough to accept the blessing.
You know what? You said something too. How you said how you started your career. You know what I mean? It was a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I went back when we were at the at Kobe statue, his revealing, and when it just hit me listening to Phil Jackson talk about the progression, how he worked with Cole, how he was trying to get him here, and hey, some of the things that he said that I heard him personally myself. Don't start taking the game over yet. It's not time yet. You know, saving certain things. You know, some of those things. And I said, well, you know, we had great coach Ham. We had Jim Clemens,
Come on
Kurt
now.
Rambis.
Yes, that's my
I
dog.
had as a young player, I had great perfectionist coach, Tex
At your
Winter, Phil Jackson.
fingertips. Yeah.
They was teaching me and grooming me, so I developed no bad habits. Like from day one,
Mm-hmm.
they had the mentality: we do things the right way, this
What's
way,
the
this way,
homies?
this way.
What's the strength trainers that was rolling with Grover stuff?
Is it which one? Kata, Jim Kata, or
Yeah, remember the staff? They came with him from Chicago, right? Remember he requested, yeah,
no,
Chip.
Chip, Chip, Chip came with him from
That's MJ's
Chicago.
guy, right?
Yeah.
That's MJ's guy.
Well, no,
He was a
he was their
disciple
Gary
of,
Vitti. He was their Gary Vitti in Chicago. So our
and then
Gary
even
Vitti
this,
was our trainer.
yeah, and then
And then
they
who
had
was
like
it?
the strength and conditioning
Chip
coach
Schaefer.
came from Chicago.
Hmm.
They learned all the Grover, all them Bulls teams that wooty woot. That
Hmm.
was the
Hmm.
strength and conditioning staff that was with him in Los Angeles. That's what he was on. It was a holistic environment. You know what I mean? You had to be built a certain way. You know what I mean? You lifted weights like you had to. They was not the fake track in the NBA where you check. Nah, you better come in here
Nah,
and get this.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, for real. And it was a whole. It was everything. We were doing Tai Chi. We was doing yoga. We was doing all kinds of stuff. Meditation. In the room. It was the whole kit and caboodle.